The NASCAR season for now is over, and that usually would mean, there's updates in the off season. Not a lot, though. Sometimes this time it's all about the updates that are coming about NASCAR, but it's not having to do with maybe a crew chief going to another team or a driver going to another owner. This is much different. We had Michael Jordan today in a court today testifying about his lawsuit against NASCAR. And really up for grabs right now is the future for two big teams or charters when it comes to NASCAR. So we want to help continue to talk about this and bring in someone that is so tuned in to NASCAR, continues to give updates. So really, not only when the season, of course, is going on, but the off season as well. Bob Pockrass, Fox Sports NASCAR reporter. Great to have you on, Bob. And this is such a big moment here for these two teams. What could happen if things don't work out for them in court?
Well, Mike, if things don't work out for the teams, if NASCAR wins this lawsuit, I don't see those teams racing in 2027. They'll try to make it through next year. They probably have some sponsor commitments, but unless something happens on appeal, if they don't win this case, I see them, selling their equipment and hope that their employees can find jobs with the teams that can buy charters, which is NASCAR's version of a franchise from NASCAR.
And Bob, what was Michael Jordan like on the stand today, and what was he trying to convey in court?
I think he was trying to convey that he's Michael Jordan, right? I mean, that's what you do if you're Michael Jordan. I think he conveyed that he is a co-owner of 2311 Racing. He is the majority owner of this team, and he is a long time NASCAR fan. As a kid, he went to races at Talladega. He went to races at Darlington and Rockingham. He watches every race, and that's how his friendship with Denny Hamlin, the driver who he co-owns the team with, that's how it got started. That he would see Hamlin at Hornets games and start asking him about race strategy. So this isn't somebody who just like invested in a sport that they knew nothing about. This is someone who invested 35 to 40 million dollars in a race team and recently bought one of these charters, NASCAR's version of a franchise, for 28 million dollars and wants a little bit better economic model for his race team.
Now, before this suit, Bob, was there rumblings, in the sport about the breakdown economically for these teams, or did it take someone like Michael Jordan to own a team to say, hey, this is not all fair right now for everyone?
Yeah, so what happened is that NASCAR had a negotiation for its new charter agreement. A charter guarantees a guaranteed spot in the field as well as a certain base amount of revenue. And the deal was expiring after the 2024 season. And most of the teams, they have 300, 400 employees, and they don't have the resources that Michael Jordan does. And when NASCAR told them on September 6th, you've got to sign this deal. Yes, we've been negotiating for 2.5 years. It might not have everything you want, but if you don't sign this deal on September 6th, you're not going to get to keep your charters. A lot of the other teams were like, we've got to sign. Heather Gibbs, who is a co owner of Joe Gibbs Racing, she was on the stand before Michael today saying, look, this is my family's legacy. This is what I could not sign, or else I could be without a race team. And so it took somebody like Michael Jordan who's willing to risk uh tens of millions, if not $100 million, when you talk about overall investment, that to challenge NASCAR on something like this.
And Bob, regardless of what happens, is there any win for NASCAR? It seems like this process is giving them a little bit of a black eye. How can they come out from this as looking, like, hey, we're focused in starting for Daytona 500 in February? What can they do?
Well, I think you've seen it in other sports that have had labor disputes that it doesn't come quickly, right? To kind of regain the trust of everybody in the industry. But NASCAR was founded in 1948 by the France family. They will still be involved, obviously, in some sort of fashion. Even if they lose this case, they might have to sell the tracks. They might have to come up with a different type of car, but they will still be involved. And they've proven over the last 75 plus years that they can adjust and put on a sport, and I think they will.
And lastly, when is this supposed to? When are we supposed to maybe see a conclusion? How long is this trial supposed to go?
Well, it's supposed to only go 2 weeks, which we're already a week in. But the way it is going, it probably will go into a third week. But the judge did warn both sides. They're like, the jury will revolt if you take 3 full weeks to finish this case. So let's pick up the pace, as you would say in a racing term.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And before we go here, Bob, I want to play out just a little bit of sound from Denny Hamlin just a couple of days ago, leaving court, and then talk to you on the back end here.
What'd you think of your time on the
Hey guys,
stand
we'll
and
see you
everything?
tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Good. I'm good.
All right. Obviously, he couldn't say much because of the trial that's still going on. But what a rough, really, patch the last couple of months here for Denny. Almost winning that championship, but seeing it really dwindle in the last laps or so here. But now, really, not only fighting for other teams, but maybe the future of his company.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about somebody who says that he's spent over $10 million of his own money on this race team, and he's on the hook for about another 35 million in loans and what he owes. He owes a lot to actually Michael Jordan, who has fronted him some of the money as part of their partnership for this race team. So he is seeing his investment in the sport and his investment in kind of what his future was to look like after racing, which is likely done after the 2027 season. And if this goes away, I guess he'll have to find something else. So, and I know he doesn't want to.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Bob, thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox, really giving us some great insight. We appreciate you joining us this Friday evening after a very busy day in court. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Take care. All right, everyone. You are watching Live Now from Fox. We are going to take a 2-minute break, but before we do, just want to show you what Denny Hamlin put out on X just a little earlier this week, saying, "My lawyers don't want me to tweet or X or whatever this is, but they are asleep. I just wanted to tell you that I love you guys and I will not stop fighting for you and what is right there." So we'll keep an eye on this big case out in North Carolina and give you updates throughout the way as always.